Today's the day. I'm finally about to head on down to Alabama, and it's the third stop in the Bassmaster Kayak series down on Lake Guntersville. It's actually really not that far from me. It's about 4 hours, so not awful, but it really depends on how much traffic we hit. Hopefully I'll get there a little bit early so I can check into the Airbnb, but it really does depend on how much traffic I hit, because I do go through some bigger cities and sometimes those cities get a lot of traffic. So fingers crossed though, hopefully the traffic's not too bad. On my way through, I'm going to try to stop by Bass Pro and get a couple things that I need. At 4 o'clock I have to check in. They inspect our boards there too. So if I actually have time to check into the Airbnb, I'll go there after. But if I don't, I'll probably just stop there first and go check in after. But I'm gonna start driving, so I'll see y'all whenever I get here down to Alabama. We are on Lake Guntersville. Today is day 1 of the Bassmaster Kayak series here. We will also have tomorrow to fish. So our goal really is to catch our limit first off. Thought I had a bite already. But our goal is to catch our limit and then go from there. So currently tied on, I got the wacky, and if you watch the videos of me down here on Guntersville before, you'll know how deadly this wacky rig can be. There's a big topwater explosion, which leads me to my next one. I got a buzz bait tied on, and I also have a jerk bait. I have a Kitech swim bait on a jig head, a chatterbait, and a big Texas rig. So today we are mainly targeting grass, but we will also be fishing docks too. And that's gonna kind of be our game plan. We'll just kind of see what the bass tell us what they want to eat. There we go. There's one. Oh, it came off. A good sign we're throwing the right thing though. Very good sign. It's like the second bite. I saw him running with it there. He wasn't big. I don't think he was a scoreable fish. So no harm, no foul. It's definitely a big boost of confidence though, that's for sure. The cicadas are really bad down here. I was not expecting it coming down here, because I was like, oh, maybe it'll be a little bit while longer. Nope, they're already here full force. You can't really hear them right now. You can mainly just hear the frogs, but back at where I'm staying at, you can definitely hear them at night, which isn't a bad thing. I'm pretty used to them. I'm just not used to them this early. Try to get on some topwater today too. I just want to start out with something I have a lot of confidence in and that I know does well here, because my past few tournaments, I haven't even got a scoreable fish, so definitely want to build a little bit of confidence. Now, I know that the wacky rig will catch fish. There we go. Little guy. But it's a start. Very, very tiny fish. I'm gonna send him back on his way and hopefully get some bigger fish. Thanks, buddy. I have never been so happy to catch such a small fish in my life. We could just find like some bigger ones, I think we'd be set. We've been getting quite a few bites today, but I just have not been able to land them. So if we can actually find some decent ones, that'd be good. We have about 6 hours left to fish, so we still have quite some time, but the earlier on I get my limit, the sooner I can start culling some of the fish out and just kind of going from there. It's hard to put this wacky rig down because I know how well it does here. And it seems like a lot of people do power fishing here. So I feel like finesse might not be too bad of a way to go, but we'll see if that's true by the end of the day. If I keep up throwing this, I might switch it. I'm not going to check the leaderboard either, because I know that the service can be pretty bad on this lake. So I know a lot of people probably haven't even submitted most of their fish probably that they've caught, but they'll probably wait till the end of the day to submit it. That's probably what I'll end up doing if I don't really have the greatest service. It's definitely a huge confidence booster though, because these past few tournaments have been a struggle. I haven't even been catching a fish and just not even getting any bites hardly. So it's nice to actually come out here and catch a fish. That's why I was so happy about catching that one small one. Gives me hope. I just gotta calm down, fish slow, and just get 5 fish that are keeper size preferably. So I definitely think it is very possible on this lake. You just find like the right little section, you can catch 5 good keepers. So hopefully that is the case today, but we will see. It's kind of cloudy out. The water temperature is 70 degrees, which is pretty nice considering how it's mid-May. Not too crazy warm, so that is really good. So hopefully the fish should be a little bit more active, especially with these clouds coming in. I feel like they'll probably be roaming around quite a bit. Oh, there we go. Is this a decent one? Maybe it's a squirtle? I think it is. Just shy. 11 and a half. That's rough. Little bass though. Guess it's a good start. Thanks, little buddy. Appreciate you biting. Well, I was actually pretty shallow whenever I caught that fish, so a lot of the bites that I've got today have been pretty shallow, but 11 and a half inches, which I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I wish it was 12, of course, because it would have been a start, but that would have been one of the first fish to cull out, so it's not a big deal. It's definitely a good feeling knowing what I'm throwing is going to get me some bites. Now, if we could just start getting a little bit bigger, I think we'd be okay. I thought about throwing a paddle tail a little bit, but I feel like it would probably get hung up. I might. We'll see. We'll see if this kind of slows down with the wacky rig. There we go. That one might be better. Oh no, that was a better fish. I feel like that one's definitely probably over 12, but we'll just go on to the next fish. I never actually saw the fish, but he was fighting pretty decent. There we go. Let's see if we can keep this one pinned. There we go, first keeper. There we go, first one of the day. It's actually a keeper. Let's see how long this guy is. All right, one little last look at the guy. Let's send him on his way. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for biting, I appreciate it. There he goes. I'm glad we actually finally caught one. I was starting to get worried there for a second. It's 7:43 right now, so catch one like every hour. That's a scoreable fish. We have a good shot. I think if we just keep working the wacky rig slowly, I think we can get a lot of bites, honestly. Because it's just something that they really don't see that much, I feel like. But if we can get a limit today, put us in pretty decent standing tomorrow, and if we can get a few pretty good kickers, I think we'll do pretty decent. We'll just kind of have to see what happens. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm just gonna keep fishing like how I have been and hopefully try to draw a few more bites. The goal for this tournament is ultimately to win it, of course, but I'd be happy with that top 50 or even cashing a check. I mean, that'd be pretty cool too. Placing the top 50 would definitely help, just because in terms of AOI at the end of the year, that's how you can qualify for the national championship. There's a few different ways. My most probable way of getting into the national championship at this point is to place in the top 50 in my next 3 events. So, which, I mean, that's not very unrealistic. I mean, it's very doable. It just really depends on how other people do and how I do. This fish is like a lot of the lakes that I have back around western North Carolina, specifically a lot of the TVA lakes. So it's fishing very similar to a lot of the lakes I fish back home. So if we could just keep figuring out where they're at, I think we can get a limit. There we go. Oh, he's around towards the kayak. Oh yeah. Please stay hooked, buddy. Please stay hooked. No, 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 no. There we go. That was almost bad. I'll have to check my line after that, but that's a good one. All right, guys, there we go. It's a little bit of an upgrade. Let's see how much that one is. All right, gonna send this little guy on his way and hopefully get 3 more. Thanks, little buddy. Appreciate you biting. There he goes. All right, fish number 2 that's actually scoreable, so that's good. That was a 15.75, which that's pretty decent. If we can get one that's a little bit bigger than that, that'd be nice, but I'd be cool with catching some more of those. I might have kind of picked up on a little bit of a pattern. They have been really close to this, so there might be a second one here, hopefully. This wacky rig's really producing right now. Hopefully it stays like this, or at least for me to get 3 more. And then I'll go to something probably a little bit of a bigger profile to try to get a nice kicker. It is 8:30 right now. We don't have too crazy long left to fish, but still have about over half the tournament. Last catch is at 1:15, and the last time you can actually submit a bass is 2:15. So there's an hour after, but I have service here, so that's not going to really apply to me, I don't think. I mean, I could submit it all at the end of the day, but I just like to submit them throughout the day some. Just makes it easier at the end. If we get a 20 or close to 20, that'd be great. Just a nice long kayak bass. That would be amazing. That was almost a disaster though. I'm very happy that my paddle didn't fray the line there. It did a little bit, but not enough to where you could break me off. But I went ahead and retied just to be safe, because I'd hate to hook into like a really good bass and lose it. In these tournaments, it's just been a lot of learning kind of like what type of angler I am and what works best for me and what I really need to improve on. And I never really realized it while I'm just, you know, fishing normally, but these tournaments, they make you think, especially whenever you drive a long ways to go to some of these tournaments and you don't catch a fish. It makes you think, like, why didn't I catch one? Like, was it me? Was I in the wrong area? Was I throwing the wrong thing? And I mean, you can go down a huge rabbit hole with that. But I've really done a lot of self-reflecting, and I definitely kind of figured out some of my strengths and some of my weaknesses. There's definitely some stuff I need to improve on. There's 3 more bass that are scoreable, and we'll have a limit. And that'll make me feel really good. I already feel pretty good with these 2 that I caught, but definitely would love to catch a limit, especially both days. That'd be great. But we just gotta worry about getting a limit today, and then we'll worry about tomorrow. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, please stay pinned. Oh, that might be the one we're looking for. Oh yeah. Please stay on. No, it came off. Oh no. Oh crap. Oh no, that was such a good fish too. Oh, that hurts. That bass is going to haunt me the rest of this tournament. That was a big bass, and I definitely think that could have been 20 inches or close to it. I can't believe that. That was definitely the fish we were looking for too. I mean, what can you do? Sometimes that happens. And right as soon as I lost that fish, a boat comes around the corner. it starts throwing into the spot there. So I'll let that spot rest, and I'll try coming back to it here in a little bit. But wow, that was a good fish too. It really sucks too because we don't have too much longer left to fish. It's 9:46 right now, and lines out are at 1:15, so we need to start trying to find something, one that would have helped us quite a bit. I'm worried about actually catching my limit today now. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Please stay on. Oh, he's running towards the kayak. There we go. Fish number 3. I'm gonna send him back on his way. He's really wanting back in the water. Thanks, little buddy. I appreciate it. That was the 3rd one of the day. 13 inches right on the dot. If I had that one earlier, I'd be sitting a little bit better, but I really wish I got that big one earlier now. That big one earlier would have helped a lot. That one big one from earlier is still gonna haunt me. We got a little under 3 hours left to fish, so if we can just get 2 more, that'd be great. But preferably, I'd want to catch more than 2 and then call out some of the smaller ones. But we'll just kind of have to see what happens. There we go. Stay on, buddy. There we go. Come on, send this guy on his way. Thanks, little buddy. All we need is 1 more fish, and we'll have our limit. I just checked the leaderboard. We're kind of sitting about middle of the pack right now. We could just have 1 really good kicker fish. It could help us a lot. And we gotta get our limit. And once we get our limit, try to get a few bigger fish. We can just get like a couple bigger ones. That'd be great. The fishing's been really good. I mean, besides my bad luck. Just having to deal with a lot of grass, throwing the wacky, which is not a bad thing. And now we got a little over 2 hours left to fish the tournament. 2 hours and 15 minutes to be exact. And the clouds kind of went away, which is a little disheartening, but it's okay. Maybe they'll be relating under these dots a little bit more. We're into some shade line. But man, I really wish I got that 1 fish earlier. That's gonna haunt me tomorrow probably too, but if we can get some that are the size of that, we'd be in pretty good shape. There we go. Please be a keeper. Maybe? Maybe not. Nope. He is shy. There we go. Just gonna send him on his way. Thanks, buddy. Oh. Oh gosh. Oh, that's a good one. Got him. Oh, yes, sir. How big is this guy gonna be? 5th one for the day. Gonna send him back on his way and hopefully get some more. Thanks, little buddy. Appreciate you. Go on, girl. There she goes. That makes up for that one from earlier a little bit. That will be our limit. That's pretty good that we actually finally got our limit. Now we just gotta cull out some of these small ones. I know we got a 12 that we need to cull, a few 13. We can catch a couple more about that size. That would be pretty good. Now the question is, do we want to keep going this way or do we want to go back the way we came? Definitely think I've noticed a little bit of a pattern. A lot of the bigger bass have been around docks. Some were around the grass, but not really as many as I thought. Now, docks with grass like this, that's where a lot of them have been sitting. So this next dock that we're about to come up on has the same thing. And I've noticed that on the side that is opposite of the grass is where the bass are at. Could just be a coincidence, but I think it might be a pattern. So we're just gonna kind of keep fishing like we have been and go from there. It's getting hot. About an hour and a half left to fish. We're gonna fish till the last minute and try to see if we can cull some of these smaller fish, because if we can do that, then we'll be in pretty decent standings for tomorrow. I did think about going back, but I also kind of thought about at the same time, like, if I'm gonna come back here again tomorrow, I might not want to pressure him too much, but there's a lot of people who are fishing this stretch, so I don't know. But I can tell you one thing, I know what I'm getting for lunch after this. Definitely going to Whataburger. Let me check and see what exactly we have to cull. Okay, so we got 16.75, 15.75, 13.75, 13.25, a 13. Okay, so we gotta catch above a 13. Preferably something a little bit bigger, but hey, every quarter of an inch counts. I think I just got hit. Yep. Okay, that one feels good. Come on, be over 13. Stay on, buddy. Oh, that's a pretty decent one. There we go. Barely hooked too. Look at that. Pop. Of course. Now the question is he gonna be over 13? Let's see. You gonna be over 13, buddy? No, he is not. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you biting. Oh God. That wasn't too great. I'm trying to maybe see if we catch a little bit bigger ones, but that was still pretty good. A fish is a fish, tournament or not. There we go. Oh yeah, that one feels good. Yeah, that one might be a coal fish. Oh yeah, it definitely is. Oh yeah, there we go. That is a good kayak bass right there. This one is, ooh, 16 and a half. I'll send him back on his way. He's been out of the water for a second. Thanks, little buddy. Appreciate you biting. Thanks for the call. We are going to keep going. I think it's about to rain, but I'll get a little wet, I don't care. I think it's gonna rain hard though here in a minute. But let's see if we can try to get on some fish. Maybe call out that last one and get over 80 inches. I really hate that it's gonna rain right now, but as long as it's not thunderstorms, I think we'll be okay. Oh, oh God. There we go, guys. There we go. we go. There's that one. 16.5. Perfect. Perfect little coal fish. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you biting. There he goes. It's a little early. I have about 15 minutes left. I think I'm gonna head back. I'm a little hungry, and honestly, it's gonna be pretty hard to catch that one. And I kind of want to also keep this spot fresh. So I'm gonna head on back, try to get out of this rain. Definitely going to Whataburger, that's for sure. Yeah, it looks like the rain's kind of slacking. So that's good, at least. So maybe by the time I get back to the ramp, maybe it'll be pretty much done with. Because I am soaked into the bone. So I tried fishing some more, just no luck. Saw the cookie crumble sometimes. I mean, I'm still happy I got 79.5 inches. Pretty good, pretty respectable, especially with the 2 Bassmaster Kayak Series tournaments I've already fished with 0 inches. 79.5 on the first day. It's pretty good. Now, let's see if we can get about the same tomorrow or a little bit more, and that would be great. We'd be in good standing. So, yeah, top 50 might be pretty attainable. So, we'll just kind of have to see exactly where everybody places at the end of the day and go from there. I'm glad that I found out that pattern with the docks pretty early on, because honestly, if I didn't figure that out, I feel like I probably wouldn't have done as good. So, and I want this spot to also be fresh, so I'm not going to really fish it. I did not see a kayaker all day, which is pretty nice. Well, there was one guy at the ramp, but he went the other direction. Yeah, we'll probably just go get some Whataburger and get everything unloaded, and probably go back to the Airbnb, take a shower, get all dry and everything, and then prepare for tomorrow. So I'll see you guys back here at the Airbnb. So I just wanted to give a quick update on day 1. I am currently sitting at 79.5 inches, and I am in 92nd place out of 211 anglers, which is really good. This is really good. Separating like the top 50 is about 5 or 6 inches, so it's realistic that I could place in the top 50 tomorrow if I get on a good bite. But it's really dependent on if I actually find fish tomorrow. And that's the $1 million question, am I going to be able to find them? I think they're going to be back in that same spot, so I'm going to check that spot out and just go from there. Honestly, I think they'll be back there. There's just way too many fish there, and I definitely feel like I can get some more to bite there. And there's a whole other part of that I did not fish, so maybe that'll have some more bass there that are more willing to bite. I guess we'll just have to see in the morning. But I'm going to go get some rest. I am exhausted. It's like 9 o'clock right now, and I got to be up here in about 6 hours, so I will see you guys here in the morning. Day 2 is finally here. I got cut pretty good on my trolling motor this morning. It was not wanting to cooperate and go down. I cut my hand pretty good, but it's okay. But we're just kind of gonna do the same thing that we did yesterday. The water temperature is still in the 70s, which is really good. And we're just going to go on down and fish those docks probably. But I think we're gonna fish this little spot first. See if maybe there's anything hanging up on this bank over here. I still have the same lures tied on that I did yesterday. I think that's a good solid choice for here. There we go. Came off. That's a good sign that they're gonna hit this. So that one might have been pretty decent. It probably was just barely like 12 to 14. Maybe it's a little bit bigger, but I don't think so personally. How shallow. Yeah, it's in probably like a foot and a half of water, if that. I'm not really too sure what exactly I'm gonna have to get today to try placing in the top 50, but if I don't, it's no big deal. I'm just happy to actually place this time. These past few tournaments, like I mentioned yesterday, I mean, they've just been a struggle, and I'm glad that I actually caught some yesterday, but if we can continue doing that today, it'd be great. If I could place in like the top half, I'd consider that pretty good. The higher the better, preferably. I really don't get to fish grass that much, so this is a good opportunity to actually practice it. And it's a lot of fun. I love fishing grass. Yeah, that one fish was definitely less than a foot of water. It wasn't even a full foot. I'm sure that there's probably some more around this dock here. It's weird not seeing Guntersville with all this grass here. It's a lot more fishable, I feel like, but I feel like whenever there was more grass, I feel like some bigger bass, but I don't know. Could have just been the day yesterday. I mean, I caught some decent ones yesterday, but there was some that I caught the last couple times I came to this spot that were really, really good. That would have helped out a lot yesterday, but who knows, maybe we'll find them today. Pattern from yesterday, they were hanging around docks, and preferably docks that had some grass to them. So maybe that's the pattern too. But there were some that were up shallow, so maybe they're up shallow too. I mean, so far that's the only place I've got bit. Is that a bass? Yep. Okay, please stay pinned, buddy. Oh, this feels like it's pretty decent. Oh! God, I need this fish. Oh, it's pulling me. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yes, sir. There we go. It's a good way to start the morning. That's a good Guntersville bass right there. Oh, yes, sir. Look at that guy. Oh, that's a chunk. That one weighs a decent amount, it looks like. Probably like 2-3 pounds, maybe a little bit more, but I don't want to weigh him. All right, let's see how many inches he is. There we go, there's that bass. I'm just gonna send her on her way. Thanks, girl. I appreciate it. Really appreciate you biting. There she goes. Whew, that was a good one. That was a really good fish. 18.5 inches. And that puts us at 66 currently at the moment. So if we can catch like a few more of those, that'd help. Or maybe one that's a little bit bigger, but I would take those size fish all day. Yeah, this spot here, I came here in like the fall and I actually caught a pretty good one right here, but it was on out a little bit, but that was a good bass. But I'm glad that that one bit because I really needed that, especially after yesterday. That's a big fish. Not like massive for here, but it's very respectable. Whew, I'm shaking still from it. I was not expecting that. And he was just barely hooked too, so I'm glad like I actually got into him. Is that another one? Oh my gosh. Oh, I need this one. Oh yeah. There we go. Not as big, still respectable. There we go. Not too shabby. You literally can't make that up. I'll send this guy back on his way. He got me pretty good there. Poked my finger. And I'm bleeding pretty decently, but I'll send him back on his way. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. There he goes. Well guys, I might have accidentally dropped my identifying card in the water trying to get some of the blood off. Thankfully they gave us a backup one, so that's pretty nice. Or I'd be screwed honestly, but we're good. Let's just not lose the backup card. I wasn't even thinking twice about it. I was gonna dip the board in, I forgot the card was on there and it went in. I mean, what can you do, you know? But if we can get 3 more about that size, I'd be pretty happy. Or maybe even a little bit bigger, that'd be cool. But that one was out that same spot where we just caught that one, so I still can't believe I actually dropped that in there. It happens, I guess that's why they give it. It's probably happened quite a bit before now that I'm thinking about it, so I'm glad I actually had a backup card. But we're gonna just head on back over here to this spot and hopefully catch a couple more. They were popping off right there. I wonder if there's any more over here in that one spot, but it's a pretty good start. 7 o'clock right now, so we got still a few hours left. Sorry for the wind too. It's a little bit worse than what it was yesterday, but should be pretty good for the bite, honestly. We might get more bites, but it's also going to be harder to detect it, I feel like, with this wind. But if we fish like these wind-blown banks like we are right now, I think we'll be pretty good. I really wonder if there's a school there. Yeah, this wind's supposed to be like this pretty much all day, so gonna be a little rough. I'm glad I'm not fishing open water, because that would not be fun. I honestly didn't realize how much the wind picked up till I was out there trying to call the tournament director. I'm just glad that it wasn't my phone that went in the water. Then we'd be really screwed. There we go. Yeah, that one was just running with it. Oh, that's a good one. There we go. Number 3. There we go. Fish number 3 for the day. 14.75. Not too bad. Thanks, little buddy. Appreciate you biting. There he goes. Changed up my worm. That worm's seen a lot this morning, so figured it was time for a little change. Still in the same spot. Glad I haven't left yet. The only bad thing about fishing the wacky rig, this is actually not too bad right this second, but the grass. I know I could fish like a weedless version, but I feel like I have a better hookup ratio using these. It just really comes down to personal preference and, you know, what you like. And personally, I like to fish an exposed hook for pretty much like 90% of the stuff I use. I know I get hung up a lot more, but I definitely feel like my hookup ratio is pretty good. I do that with pretty much every bait, like the Ned rig or like a Kitech on a swim bait head. There's not too many that I actually like Texas rig it or make it weedless. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I've always been like that though. I've always liked to use an exposed hook. But we're doing pretty decent so far. It's only 8 o'clock. We have about 5 hours left till line's out, so hopefully it should be pretty good. Once I get my limit, I'm gonna start trying to weed out some of the smaller fish like that one that I just caught. We'll see how big the next 2 is. The wind's kind of died down a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't affect the bite too much, but I guess we'll see. But if we could place in the top 50, I'd be so happy with that. That would do a lot for my confidence fishing these tournaments from here forward. Also, I'm really glad I have spot lock, or this would be a lot more difficult. But I think the direction of the wind changed, so hopefully the bite doesn't die down too much. Now, yesterday was the complete opposite. I did not get a scoreable fish until like 9:30, and I've already got 3, and it's only literally a little past 8. I'll take it, that's for sure. Then after this, I have like a 4-hour drive back. There we go. Yep. Oh, little spicy guy. There went my phone. Oh God. This guy got hooked pretty good, so I'm just gonna send him on his way. Come on, buddy, you got it. There he goes. So now all we need is a 5th fish, and then we can start culling, which honestly is pretty doable. Whenever we do start culling, probably the ones that we're gonna have to try to cull are going to be that 12.5 and the 14.75, I think it was, or 14.5. We'll have to try to cull those out, or potentially this next one, depending on how big it is. It's only 8:54 right now, so we got about 4 hours left. Actually, funny enough, that same spot I just caught that one at, I think I actually caught a 15 there, if I remember correctly. I probably have it marked on my fish finder, so check it here in a second. But I'm pretty sure I caught one from over there. I think I actually might have caught 2. That's a big one. We need this fish. .5 inches. I'll send him on his way. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you biting. There she goes. So now we have to cull our smallest fish. So we have to get rid of that 12-incher. That's the first one that we have to get rid of. And the 14. That'll be next. I don't know if you guys recognize this from yesterday, but I did catch some fish here. I have a little under 3.5 hours left to fish, so if we can start culling some of these, that'd be great. Ultimately, the goal for this tournament, like I said, is to place in the top 50. Currently, right now, we're in 44th, so if we can cull those fish, that would be amazing. Oh, we've done really good. We've already caught more inches than we did on the first day. And if I culled out that small one that I had, the 13.75 from yesterday, I would be in a lot better position. I could potentially cash a check, but it's okay. So if we can get rid of those small 2 fish that we caught, and maybe even that third one, the 16, that'd be really good. We'd be in very, very good standing. So let's just try to see if we can actually get some more to commit. The sun's about to come out, so the bite might change a little bit, but I don't know, we'll see. We'll just kind of go from there. At least we got our limit, but I'd like to catch at least a couple more. It's been a little bit, but we have not got a bite. That is okay though. It's not a big deal. I definitely think we can find some here. All we really need to catch is 1 over 12. I mean, if we can get rid of that 14 too, that'd be nice. And it really depends on how the other people in the tournament are doing, if we're gonna make it into the top 50. Because as of right now, it's gonna be close. But who knows? We might. If you guys remember from yesterday, this is where I lost that really big one. Oh, speaking of, it's not big. I saw my line moving. He definitely will help. He'll get rid of that 12. I'm pretty sure. There we go. Right in the roof of the mouth, right there. $13.75. Not too shabby. I'll get rid of that small one. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you biting. That was pretty convenient, though. I'm glad that there's actually a fish there, and we at least got to cull one of the fish. So now, we actually got to get rid of the one we just caught. Just saw my line go in the other direction. I was like, I got to set the hook on that. And I'm glad he was there. I lost a really, 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 really big one here yesterday, like I was saying earlier. That's going to haunt me, because if I caught that fish, I'd probably be in the top 50 pretty easily. So hopefully we can make up for it today and catch another one like that. We only got about 2 hours left to fish or so, so if we're gonna find it, we should probably find it pretty soon. But we'll just see what happens. Currently right now we're at 161.25 for the 2 days. And after this, yesterday was whenever I started actually catching some with some size, so hopefully that's the case today. Similar conditions. There we go. Oh, that one feels good. Stay on, buddy. Oh, he's in some grass. Oh, it's pretty good. Okay, we need to land this. Oh yeah, we definitely need to land this. Oh, he did not like the net. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that's a good one. Barely hooked. Look at that. Right in the corner of the mouth. Oh, he did not like that. But I got the photo, so that's all that matters. Oh, I would have been livid if I did not get that photo. Now what we need to do is we need to cull that 14.75. Anything bigger than that would be great. That's gonna be pretty difficult, but if we can keep averaging the fish that we've been catching, I think that we can do it. I was just working that nice and slow whenever that bass hit it. I wasn't even near the dock. I was kind of close, but not like right up on the dock. I was about where my wacky rig is now, but we might work our way all the way down to that last dock down there, if you guys can see that. It's all the way down there in the distance. We're almost under 2 hours before line's out, so let's see if we can pull this off. If we can, then we should be able to place in the top 50 hopefully, if all goes to plan. The wacky rig is probably one of my favorite techniques to throw around grass, just because of how well it does. Yeah, it can get hung up a lot, but it's something about that action and it falling through the grass that just drives the bass crazy. And it's perfect too for around docks, so like grass and docks, perfect combination for the wacky. Oh, I think we got a fish. I think we do. Yep. Little guy. I don't think he's gonna help, but we'll see. Nope. He is not big enough, so we're gonna send the little guy on his way. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I honestly thought you were some grass. And he splashed me for saying that. I haven't really had that much action since that one bite, which is okay. It's getting pretty warm right now. The grass in this place is just something else. I have never seen a place with so much grass. I'm really impressed with how I've done today. Honestly, I didn't think I would do this decent. I mean, I had faith in myself, but I'm realistic on some things. I just thought I wouldn't do that great, but in my books, I did very good today, so I'm pretty proud of myself. If I end up catching that one fish to knock out the 14.75, I'll be happy. But as of right now, it's 11:50, so who knows? We got an hour left, so maybe it'll happen. It's just really dependent on if we get lucky or not. And we're about to get to those docks where I caught those 16-inchers yesterday, and we came through about this time, so maybe, just maybe, there's one there that might bite. Maybe one that's even bigger. All right, that is lines out. Tournament's over. Honestly, that went pretty good. It definitely shut down there at the end, but other than that, I mean, it was a good day. Good couple days, actually. That first day was definitely a struggle, but wasn't too bad. But I got a drive home to make, so I will see you guys back here at the house.
It's the next day and I'm back home now. We ended up placing 66 out of 211, which is actually really good, and I'm pretty happy with that. I definitely could have placed higher if I didn't miss that one fish, but it is what it is. It was still a good tournament. I learned a lot, and it's always a good time fishing on Lake Guntersville. It's one of my favorite lakes to fish. And also this puts me in good standing for AOY at the end of the year to be in the top 50 to try to qualify for the national championship. These next two events I'm really gonna have to do well on, but we'll just have to see what happens. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you do not miss out on future uploads. And also follow me on Instagram. I'll have it in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.